Good morning. I can't believe this morning. I've been up like 3 hours, but it's almost 12, so about 5 minutes to 12. But so I just say good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Um, I just said that this has been a very, very long journey. That today on May 6th, I will be having my final exam for one of my big data class. Then I'll be getting this over for the semester, and I have another exam tomorrow. Then I'm gonna be finishing it. Yesterday I did not make any video. It was such a nice day, beautiful day, but I did not make any video yesterday. But yesterday I had an exam. The exam is open. It's closed books. It's open until Friday, but I don't like to wait because I like to. Every time I realize that every time I wait until the last minute, usually I get stressed out and I don't get everything done. So because this exam is supposed to be open from yesterday until Friday, if I will have to wait until Friday, then I'll be stressed out not by the other exam, but also by today's exam and tomorrow's exam. So the fact that it was open yesterday, I got it knocked out. I got it done. I got like 96 out of 100%. So maybe if I could have used the AI, I could have got 100% out of it. But you learn a lot. You learn a lot when you do things on your own. So that was good. 96 is not that bad. It's a good class. The class was about studying the public finance in the United States, learning about 401ks and taxes and infrastructure and federal tax, the federal debt, state debt, US, US policies and all that stuff. So it was cool. Today's class is always, like I said, it's a big data class. I normally have this class. Yesterday's exam, I usually have this class today on Wednesdays. Then today's exam, I usually have this class on Monday. So the big data, they call it big data, but it's like Python, but with economic theories incorporated in it. So this class allows you to use AI, but the kicker is that you have to ensure that everything's accurate, because if you have to use AI, you have to be able to use AI pretty good. Right? You have to make sure that the AI gives you good answers. So that's one part. So the part where you use AI, you get 100% out of it. You get 50%. Then another 50% comes from explaining what you did, right? So imagine you do a research. Like I went to school with PhD students at my university in undergrad, and they were doing computer science, PhD in computer science, and pretty much all they spend time is explaining what they do, C++, C sharp, right? That's what these programmers do. They write AI. They don't know what AI is gonna do, but because nobody knows what AI does. However, they spend time explaining how they build the models that they did. Okay, this is what they do. There's gonna be an AI conference coming up soon here in Washington DC. I'll make a videos about it if I remember. But this AI conference, all these AI companies do is just explain how they build something. They explain how they build the models and how they programmed it. That's pretty much it. The outcome is beyond their control. So I don't get to control what comes out when I build these AI models, because the key is to predict. The purpose of using machine learning is to predict the outcome, right? And you look at the outcome and measure with the previous data and see if it's accurate. Okay, I explained this in the past. So insurance, Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin is obviously falls under the category of time series, stock market, right? Performance, but also goes further, right? You can do election, predicting the election who's gonna win. You can predict the gambling, you can predict sports betting, you can predict the match of games, you can predict if somebody's gonna win, whatever. Like there's so many predictions that you can do with this AI machine learning. So today the exam for today is to be able to explain what you did and how you reached the conclusion. There is no magic question. Like you can't predict what the professor is gonna ask. He would randomly ask you like, tell me how you choose the best model, or what did we say about this? How did you handle that? How did you handle the biasness or like covariance? Or what steps did you take? Split versus test, split. Yeah, I guess test, split, and yeah, whatever that is. So those steps they ask you, like, then yeah, you have 10 minutes to explain, to do that exam. So you have to be quick, and so you have to think, right? Thinking fast. So that's pretty much it for today. And the tomorrow's exam, I have practice tests that you have to practice. So you have to practice the test in today's exam so that you can get familiar with what's going to be tomorrow. Okay, so tomorrow's exam is in a national trade. So when I was sitting here, I was not really like feeling about, like, I was not feeling like making a video, but something told me just do it, just make a video, just go on a camera and just say something. But I don't have to say anything. I don't have anything to say. Just focusing more, like studying. And so yeah, I am. So last exam for this same class I'm going to be doing today, the last exam, the midterm exam, the professor asked how did I choose the best model, right? And that was kind of harder to explain, but this time I know what to say, right? You run all the models and you choose which one performs the best, and use that model to do machine learning, so to predict. So I hope he's gonna ask us some question. If he does, I'm gonna knock that out, that's for sure. And then time series is one of my favorite, so he might ask about time series. Kind of getting hot. When I started filming, it wasn't hot, it was rainy, so it's been raining the whole day. So I'm hoping that he'll ask those questions, that way I can be able to remember and answer them. The goal is to get 100% out of it, and if I don't, that's totally fine. I really don't have I just want to get it done. Okay, I just want to get it done. Like, at some point when I started, I was excited, and I think that at this point, this is my second semester, by the way, and I have accomplished what I needed. What I needed was to at least do 1 or 2 research papers. Okay, get the data, create it, and present it. All right, and this class asks you to do just that, and I just learned that it's not that easy. It's the reason why people with masters make a lot of money, because it's not that easy to go out on stage and present. You can't be a salesman, you can be a businessman, and I have a business mindset. I can do business, I can present my company, right? But you only do business, or you only do sales on the thing that you are familiar with. When you are comfortable with things that you're not familiar with, or you're not, it doesn't like things that you don't agree with or you don't really think about, then you go in there and you dig deeper and you come up with the answers, then you present it. That's it. So my camera gets hot again. It's sensitive when it comes to this weather. So anyway, when it comes, like, for instance, I wasn't thinking about doing a research paper on Uganda's energy. Like, that was not part of my goals at all. I wasn't planning on doing a paper on US infrastructure. That was not part of my goal. But obviously this has led me to, being there and defending something that you don't really know or even know about. Or it's a skill that you learn that you never really know about. It's a skill that you learn that can help you out in the future. So that's what I have to say. I've accomplished everything that I need to know. I have been to every single conference here in DC. I've been to every single meetings, right? And yesterday I was sharing with my friends about how I feel right now, and they told me that I am in a position of a transitioning stage. Transition stage is when you are from like lower level to like mid-level career. You feel that transitioning stage that it comes up, right? So that's where I am right now, and I don't know if it's exciting, I don't know if it's scary, but that transitioning stage, it does feel terrifying sometimes, right? So that being said, I'm just sitting at home. I spent time studying the code on Friday, on Monday as this week. I just look at it right now. I review some notes, and I try to look at the notes. So from what I learned is that you write the code because you have to use AI. The test is very comprehensive, so you have to use AI. Otherwise, you cannot do it. Okay, and from a professor's feedback, he said that before the AI came out, because he's been teaching this class for like forever. If you don't, people didn't have AI, so they used to submit garbage, right? They used to submit stupid code, right? And he was okay with it. He was very patient. But now he said, you have AI, just use it, right? It's a good skill to have. Almost every job, like 1% of the job postings, or on Indeed, from what I found is that it requires AI, some kind of AI, especially Copilot. Copilot is very popular right now because Copilot incorporates all the ChatGPT behind it. If you are going to the analysis, I think they may ask you to use Claude, but not as much. Copilot is much more popular because most companies already use Microsoft anyways. So, and if you have to use if companies have to use Claude, they have to pay membership. But if they have to use Copilot, they can keep using it without having to pay membership. So Copilot is a big deal right now, especially in finance. Every single job I saw in finance requires Copilot. It's fascinating. But you don't need. So that's just me. So the professor is very emphasizing on learning the AI. So now when you use AI, there is almost no room for errors. There should be no room for errors because AI is not 100% accurate. You have to obviously be smart about it. You have to be able to tell what to do and be able to you need to know how to prompt it. You need to know those things, right? Prompt engineering. Otherwise, it's gonna give you garbage, and to give you garbage, you get a zero. You're gonna get no points. So that being said, when you do it, you have to be able to actually explain it in real life. Explain what you did, what method is you used, how did you make choices, what do you think those choices matters the most, what should anybody believe your findings or your outcomes. All right. So that was the overview. That's the overview of today's test. So you cannot predict what it's gonna ask you. You can just come in and you can be like, so explain to me what you did. Or how did you handle missing data, for example, in machine learning, whatever. So there could be, or what challenges do you face, right? So it could be anything, right? And this question tends to match exactly the question that you get asked if you get a job as a data analyst, data scientist. I do not think I would ever work as a data scientist, even though when I applied for jobs, I've been seeing jobs that requires data scientist, the analysis. I would, however, like to work in a position where I can use data analyst tools, but then present my findings, so be more an independent decision maker other than like sitting behind the desk and program things. More experience, of course, but also you to be able to speak. So that's pretty much it. I do not think the news has been very slow. I just found out that the CNN co-founder the founder of CNN, he just died today. CNN is one of the popular news channel in the United States, and it has office here in Washington D.C., so nearby. It tends to lean towards the Democrat, so it's very democratic, very Democrat leaning stuff. Vivek Ramaswamy, the guy who was running for president and he couldn't make the cut in the primaries, he just won the primary under the GOP in Ohio. Okay, now he's not gonna win the election, despite him being, crazy guy. He's a billionaire. I think he's also like he's a billionaire, and he's also, what can I say, an entrepreneur in by technology companies. But the chances of him winning in Ohio is very, very low, even though he received majority of the votes from his GOP. That happens because J.D. Vance is now a vice president, so he's not a president anymore. He was gonna win, but he's gonna win. So I spoke to many Ohioans; they don't really feel him. So I don't care about the Ohio at all, not as much. In other news, California gubernatorial debate is going on right now. They are having elections coming up this June. DC have elections coming up. So this year is going to be, like, this summer is going to be just election. So I'm thinking about maybe I should cover different elections around the country. It's not something that I should do. It's not a good idea. But I might see what to do. I might see what I can do. On the other hand, there's still talks in Iran. There's still talk in between the United States and Iran. The gas prices has remained at $4 and some cents, so hasn't gone up past that, because the U.S. still has. I think Trump may have pressured U.S. Oil or gas companies to keep the prices low and keep supplying Americans. Okay, I think that's what he did. So U.S. has a very low chances of running out of gas, but Africa is struggling a lot. I spoke to many African friends, and they say that they are running out of gas, and when the gas goes up, the prices goes up. I saw like a news on YouTube from Uganda, where the country is actually they are like introducing electric vehicles in the city to combat the gas prices. We don't know how effective that is, but in my research paper, when I studied about Uganda, I emphasized so much on Uganda's transitioning from gasoline to electric, because this country produces a ton and a ton of kilowatts of electricity, so they shouldn't be using gas in the first place. Okay, but gasoline, the electric vehicles can only thrive on a good functioning infrastructure. These countries have poor infrastructure. They don't have enough loads to handle this. So only gasoline and diesel vehicles from Russia and China, Japan, not even China, Japan, the old 1980 vehicles that can handle those roads. The new vehicles cannot handle the infrastructure of Uganda. So this is the lesson to learn for African countries, that they should have invested in infrastructure. When you say this, they think it's a joke, but they need infrastructure, right? Because a small event can trigger them to suffer a lot. So they are really, really struggling right now. And when the gas prices goes up, everything goes up. Food, water. They don't really buy water. They have, almost all of them have free water. But they are gonna have a hard time. The good news is that people in Uganda, when things get tough, they move to the village, they become farmers, so they don't have to care about they move out of the city, and people in the rural areas, they don't rely on the public transportation or anything like that, or vehicles, anything like that. They live close to farms. The problem is these people, they might not necessarily, if they had solar panels, then they don't have to deal with the government shenanigans. They have now electric bikes. They just charge their bikes on their solar panels, and they will have a good time. So that's all about the news. I can't think of anything else that is exciting to share here. As far as I know, there's been like a bunch of mass shootings already. Then just the news about the elections are the one going on right now. Nothing much exciting going on. Yeah, it's been a very slow news. It's been a very slow news in this May. We are approaching the Veterans Day celebrations, so we'll see how things go. Other than that, I will give an update tomorrow when I'm preparing for the final exam for the international trade. As today I am preparing. No, not preparing. I already prepared already, so I don't have to prepare anymore. This video is enough, right? The key to be able to speak in the video like this. If you can speak in the video, you can speak to the professor. So the key is to be able to speak and explain things, right? So I'm already doing this. I'm already opening up my mode, and I don't know what time it's going to take place. Maybe is it 5 p.m.? I think it's 5 p.m. Yeah. So that being said, thanks for watching. Like always, bye bye, ciao ciao, adios, paspa, take care, bye bye.